Alright guys, I just wanted to show you something really funny, and that's what our place looks like in the morning. Because it's a normal homestay and there's like locals living in the same building right around the corner and everything. And when we went out in the morning for the first time, it was really funny because this is what it looks like right now. This is our gate, which I just opened, and there's like nothing going on. As you can see, there's like a bicycle and a bike parked here and some more here, and there's like the path to go out. Let's just insert the clip what it looks like in the morning right here. Ready? So as you can see, it turns into a restaurant for noodle soup in the morning, which I find hilarious. Like, I don't even know how that works, you know, like the Vietnamese people eat noodle soup for breakfast as well, and then by the time like breakfast finishes, everything closes down again and they take everything away and they fold like the bench up. There's like a bench over here, I can show you. So this is where they cook the food, like in the side here, and then they fold down the bench, like one is a little bench and they use the other one as a table, and then this is it. Like, I'm not sure how this works, but basically this little place turns into a restaurant, and now everything's gone and you wouldn't expect anything. So just wanted to show that to you. I thought that's actually really quite funny.
Okay, so as you can see, we're at our favourite little spot that we found in Hanoi for some breakfast.
Which is already gone.
Yeah, it's already gone. We've been here for breakfast, lunch, dinner for these days, but we're on pretty much our last full day of sightseeing before we do something else.
Yeah.
Just about waiting for a grab to take us to a temple a bit further up in the city, which is here in a couple of minutes actually. That's about it. Boiling hot again.
Yeah.
And yeah, just going to have another one last day of mooching around Hanoi before we head off in a couple of days.
So this is a place, remember, on the other side of the road. You can order your food there, but also during daytime, not in the evening, you can also order on the other side where you sit. And then you sit down on like one of these chairs or the plastic chair, and you have some banh mi. Comes with this spicy sauce, which is super delicious. Had some coffees, and that's it.
Do everything.
Thank you.
Try to talk about it. Our history says we'll just argue, and I know you're gonna act a fool, and then no one could tell the difference between me and you, babe, watching from a distance.
Made it to what's it called? Tran Quoc.
Tran Quoc, I think it's called.
Yeah, Temple Tran Quoc. It's really busy. But the view is really nice.
So this is the oldest temple in Vietnam or something?
Definitely in Hanoi. So it's on the lake, and let me show you this one side first, because it's quite far in the distance, but you might be able to see like the skyscrapers and stuff. Let's have a look. Can you see? So we're on this little island here, and in the back you can see all the skyscrapers, which I didn't even know there were so many because we're staying in the old quarter. So this is the skyscraper bit. What do you think?
It's very different. It's like two different sides to Hanoi. The old bit that we're staying in, and then the skyscrapery bit that we didn't know about.
Yeah, definitely. And then the view we came here for looks like this. So there's this temple, and it's like in front of the water, which I was hoping is gonna have a bit more reflection. Oh, you can see a little bit. So we're gonna take some pictures now, and then we're gonna go inside.
All right, so just quickly, one thing that we're having a bit of trouble understanding or accepting here, I don't know if it's a cultural thing, is the lack of kind of animal welfare here. So up in the mountains there, cockfighting is a big thing, and they have roosters and whatnot specifically for it, and they're very open about it, and they don't see it's a problem. And then just now we're on the bridge, and these tourists came up with buckets of turtles, really, and this old woman literally was gesturing, just throw them in the lake, throw them in the lake.
Yeah, so you can buy them. There's like people that have like big buckets with tons of turtles in them, and then you can buy them to set them free. And the woman said, oh, just throw them in. And it's quite a big gap. It's probably like at least 1.5 meters to like fall down. And like one turtle was literally this big. So if she would like fall down that much, I'm sure that wouldn't be too good for the turtle either way. Then the tourists climbed down because there's a bit dry on the side where you can stand and just like set them free in the lake. But we're like wondering if it's actually a good thing to like buy the turtles and set them free, because in my opinion it's just gonna it's just becoming this thing, like a touristy thing, that the people sell the turtles, so obviously they need to capture them first. So basically if you like buy them to set them free, you're just supporting them to be captured again by the people, and then they're just sitting out in the sun all day just to be bought by tourists to be set free.
Yeah, it's something that I can't really, I don't know, accept, I suppose, or something like that. The lack of animal welfare here, it's just not really.
I'm really upset about it now, because on one hand obviously I want to like save the turtles and go set them free, but on the other hand I know that if I do that, if I give them money, then I'm just supporting the whole thing to happen again.
Yeah. So like over there, there's, I don't know if you can see that woman in the pink. There's, next to her feet is a bucket full of goldfish or something like that, and so over here, well look, there you go, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So heaps of birds, and you can buy turtles, and look, just chuck them in, give them to some kids. Like, what is that about? Like,
I'm so upset right now.
that is not cool.
Look, they're just sitting in the sun on the floor.
Hello, one buy?
No, definitely not. Like, what is this? The amount of turtles that need are like, you know, the whole thing about save the turtles and all that. What is this? I mean, it's the part of Asia or this country or something that we've seen that I just can't accept.
I'm so upset, I just want to cry now.
It's not
I'm
cool,
like,
guys.
I can't handle it.
These turtles like baking in the sun.
It's the same with the birds and everything the same. Look, the kids are just throwing them in. Look. I just want to take
This
them.
is the worst part of the trip. And it's put, for me, it's put a downer on this whole leg of where we are. This is what I'm talking about. So these turtles are tied to it. They can't, they're baking in the sun, And what on earth is this? Like, this is so unacceptable. I can't even. I told this woman. There you go. Yeah, see? They're like scrambling to get into the shade. Like, unfortunately, there is nothing that we can do. I heard one guy say that he was talking to some tourists and he said it's part of Buddhist philosophy, which is like, if you know one thing about Buddhism, it's not to like trap animals, burn them in the sun and then chuck them in a river. That's
to make some money.
As far as I'm aware, that's not Buddhism, but what do I know? Like, I wish there was something that we could do about it, because there's some there, there's some there, there's fish, there's birds, there's all sorts of stuff, but like there's nothing that we can do.
I feel like right now the best thing is to like show them that it's not okay, but not support it.
Yeah.
It's like we clearly said to them, it's not okay, you can't let them burn in the sun.
But she was just like, go away, wave me away. But she did put them in the shade, which she would not have done had I not, you know, had a go at her.
How long?
But like, what I'd like to do is buy them all, chuck them in, well, chuck them, put them in the river, but then that's supporting the people that are doing it, and then they're just going to either capture them again, because this is a lake, or just...
Well, they must come from somewhere, right? They must have captured them somewhere in the first place. It's not like they just found them on the street and set them free to have a better life.
This is a tough moment, but we're just going to have to leave, because there's nothing that we can do. I don't know. Alright, so we are now down in the south of the city, or a bit southern than what we were. No animal cruelty here.
Yeah, it's a bit cheerier here.
A bit nicer. And what we have behind us is what's called St. Joseph's Cathedral, which is actually a mock-up, if you can see, of Notre Dame. Again, it's about 1,000,000 degrees, but that's our own fault, so it's in the midday sun, but we can't go in because it's shut.
But it looks really cool. I really like the picture. It seems to be like a poster or something put in front. I'm not sure if it's like permanently there or if it's a new thing, because I didn't know it was going to be there, and I think it looks really pretty altogether.
But yeah, they've constructed it with the kind of bell towers, I think they are, from Notre Dame. But I think that's because back in the day this was a French colony, and so I'm not entirely sure on the history of this place, but it could be something to do with that. Could have been built by the French. Yeah. Alright, so gonna try and find some lunch maybe, or head back, or
Something like that.